To start today's video, I'd like to first take a moment to discuss how this promoted product video came to be. Vedder holsters are not paying us to create this video. However, they did send us a couple of their new holster pads at no cost for us to review. As a small channel, it is not every day a company reaches out to us to review their product. The handful of times companies have reached out to us in the past, I was either unable to verify the email sender worked for who they said they do, or the product was something like a high-capacity magazine or spring kit that would run afoul of the YouTube ad-safe rules. And we had to politely decline. When Vedder reached out to us and asked if we'd be interested in checking out a product that wasn't a holster but was meant to complement one, I replied saying we'd be happy to put it through its paces, but we're not a channel that does unboxing videos. We're a channel that when we review something, we're going to put it through its paces and see what makes it tick. The gist of their response was they're looking for honest feedback. There are no strings attached. They didn't ask me to say anything, provide any talking points, or dangle any carrots fishing for a golden review. Vedder has enough confidence in their product and customer service skills that they were willing to have a negative review published as much as a positive one. I thought that spoke volumes about their company. So what is the Vedder holster pad? Vedder sells the holster pad as an item designed to attach to an inside waistband Kydex holster and make it more comfortable. Before we get into the holster pad and if it succeeds or fails in that endeavor, let's first take a few minutes to detail how the holster pad is attached to the holster. Let's go ahead now and attach this Vedder holster pad to the holster for our P365 380. Ideally, you have not seen this holster on the channel before because it's been doing its job keeping my pistol concealed. If you have, let us know what video you spotted it in. So let's make sure our firearm is not in our holster for this part. And what we're going to do is use this alcohol prep pad and make sure that the surface where we're going to attach the Velcro is cleanish. Okay, let's let that evaporate for a minute while I wax and wane about how the included. Many companies will include the generic hook and loop fasteners, though nicely here, Vedder has included actual name brand Velcro to attach to this. Let's see if we can get this on here once this alcohol has evaporated off our holster. Let's game plan this out while we wait. We'll probably put it about here. And so the idea is we're going to put this hook and loop Velcro fastener on our holster, and then it will pair up with the other side of the hook and loop Velcro fastener on this holster pad. Okay, that looks good. Now, I suppose with a larger firearm, like a full-size firearm and holster, you may need to use both pieces of Velcro. Though, on my little holster here, which actually happens to be a DeSantis holster. Sorry, Vedder, I don't actually own one of your holsters. But luckily, this holster pad, at least according to what I've read, should work for pretty much any Kydex holster. Okay, so we have the Velcro secured to our holster. Seems like it's on there pretty good. And so the idea now is that we can just, I'll do it this way for you, put the holster on the Velcro, and it's secured on there. Now, with this being a compact firearm, the holster pad, and let me put our firearm back in our holster here. As you can see, the holster pad is quite a bit larger than what would be needed for this firearm and holster combination. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this holster pad here. It's 4 sizes available. This full length, and then if your holster is shorter, depending on how much shorter it is, you can cut off in these lines here. So let me get my scissors and we'll cut that off real quick. Let's use our trusty Swiss Army knife here. See if we can cut this. Full-size scissors or shears would probably be easier, but not as exciting. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Good seam still there, which is nice. Cut down to size. I don't know what we do with the extra. Maybe just pitch it. Pitch it good. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, here we go. So, there we go. And there is our holster paired to the holster pad. We'll move it down a little bit. Okay, as a quick update here, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use this second Velcro strip. And I'm going to put that here. I suppose we could have watched their how to install video to see if how they use both pieces of Velcro, but what fun would that have been? Okay. Okay. Let's see if how that does here. Well, okay. Okay, so with the second piece of, don't worry, the firearm's unloaded. You can probably actually even see down the barrel if we get the light on it. Okay, so without the second strip of Velcro, I noticed there was a little gap here, and I would have just, as you can see now, I wanted it to be more flush with the full width of our holster. So adding that second piece of Velcro has accomplished that. And the pad might even be a little more secure on our holster as a result. Let's move it down a little bit. There we go. Now, theoretically, if you have multiple holsters and just the one holster pad, you can just buy other Velcro fasteners for your other holsters, I suppose. Okay. All right. Now let's carry that bad boy and see how it sits. You might be wondering, how much width does the holster pad add to your holster? And does it affect your ability to wear your holster how you'd prefer? Here you can see a comparison of the holster I have attached the holster pad to, along with a very similar holster without the pad attached. To help us further answer this question, I've been wearing the holster pad on a Kydex holster for my P365 380 for a few weeks now. Fred has walked us 30 or 40 miles around town while I've been wearing the holster with the holster pad attached, as well as when I run random errands around town and hitting the range. In addition to myself testing this holster pad, I gave the second holster pad Vedder gave me to one of the regulars at my local range who replied that they used a Kydex inside waistband holster, but they otherwise have no skin in the game. In my experience so far, wearing the Vedder holster pad I don't find makes my holster any more or less comfortable than when I'm not using it. The holster remains very concealable with the holster pad attached. When I'm trying to be lazy and get away with wearing a cheap, comfortable nylon belt with my pants, my holster with the holster pad attached seems to drag my pants down a little, but when wearing a proper belt, the holster is just as secure on my person and remains where it should, as expected. I wouldn't call that a negative, but instead something that reinforces not being complacent. The person I gave the holster pad to had a very positive experience with theirs. They didn't want to be interviewed on camera, but they reported that the holster pad made their holster much more comfortable, especially when they were doing active tasks like yard work, running around, and doing labor-intensive tasks like bending over and picking up and moving heavy boxes. They liked that they could go about their day and not have their holster constantly pinching them like it had the tendency to do before using the holster pad. Based on my experience, I'd say that the benefit you get from the holster pad probably depends on the holster's location. I wear my holster around the kidney position, which is far enough away from my Swiss cake rolls to where I don't get pinched. The person I gave the holster pad to carries theirs more closer to their hip, maybe at a 4 o'clock position, where they're more likely to get pinched by their holster while living an active lifestyle. All in all, I do think the holster pad is a product that many people may find a benefit to using, especially those who have a tendency to get pinched by their holster. It's a product where I have no issue recommending it to someone looking to improve the comfort of their Kydex holster. Do you have a holster pad for your Kydex holster? If so, drop a comment and let us know how your experience has gone so far. Well, anyway, that seems like the perfect place to end today's video. Fred and I really appreciate you getting this far, and we appreciate Vedder reaching out to us and asking us to be part of their new product launch. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day.